knows the signal. Every action is as if...
The night sea was unusually calm as the Philippine agricultural cargo ship Mabuhay Spirit 09 sailed through the waters east of Oman. On deck, the sailors could hear only the sound of wind scraping against the steel railings. Unbeknownst to them, at that moment, 3 strange dots were accelerating on radar, heading straight for them. No further explanation, no response, and no additional signals were sent from the ship. Soon after, the U.S. satellite system picked up 3 high-speed heat sources approaching the ship in a northwesterly direction. No ID, no AIS, no communication. Just erratic movement, fast and precise, as if pre-calculated. From that moment on, things went beyond a normal attack. Watch our video to find out what really happened after the Mayday signal and why the U.S. Navy military was forced to launch a rescue operation at night. At the helm, Captain Rafael Domingo squinted at the flickering radar screen. The unidentified signals were moving too fast to be fishing boats. When the signal light suddenly went out, the radio crackled and the sea suddenly darkened. He had a bad feeling. Less than a minute later, 3 speedboats emerged from the darkness, engines roaring. The pirates, wearing black scarves and armed with light machine guns, shone their spotlights directly onto the deck. Their grappling hooks were raised, signaling that they were ready for a nighttime raid. The boat closed to port. A volley of bullets ripped through the air and slammed into the railing, forcing the crew to lie flat. The attackers fired smoke grenades, filling the deck with a blinding white light. The main hold door shook repeatedly from the force of the explosion, signaling that they intended to take control immediately. Captain Domingo immediately ordered the control room doors locked, the safety latches pulled, and the deck lights turned off to reduce the chance of being targeted. He shouted into the intercom for the crew to retreat to the afterdeck, avoiding a direct confrontation. But the sound of running feet on deck indicated that the pirates had begun to climb aboard. A group of sailors tried to fight back with water cannons, but the fire from the speedboats was more powerful than expected. 2 cargo tanks were punctured and oil spilled onto the deck, making it slippery. There was a metallic clang against the hull, a clear sign that at least 3 pirates had climbed aboard the starboard side. Dodging a hail of bullets that whizzed past the window, Captain Domingo reached for the emergency communication system. Without thinking, he pressed the button to send out a global distress signal, Mayday. The signal, transmitted via Inmarsat satellite, switched on the Philippine Maritime Security System's red alert. The Mayday signal was picked up by the Subic monitoring station within 3 seconds. At the same time, it was automatically transmitted to the U.S. 5th Fleet Command in Bahrain. The data included coordinates, speed, and distress status. The Night Watch commander immediately flagged the incident as an armed threat. On board, the gunfire grew closer. The pirates had broken the secondary lock and were about to enter the control room stairwell. Captain Domingo remained calm, continuing to send more situational data to increase the priority. With each passing second, the crew's chances of survival decreased significantly. As a loud explosion shook the bow of the ship, perhaps a breaching grenade, the ship's communication system finally confirmed, vessel under attack, armed boarding. It was a fateful moment. But thousands of nautical miles away, U.S. Navy and Philippine forces had already responded, going into immediate search mode. At Subic, the Mayday signal from Mabuhay Spirit 09 made the entire Philippine Coast Guard stand up. Electronic maps immediately zoomed in on the Oman area, marking the danger zone in red. Radar and AIS data were pulled in within seconds, confirming that the ship was being approached by an unidentified armed group. The dispatcher quickly activated the coordination protocol with the U.S. 5th Fleet. An encrypted data packet was sent directly to the U.S. Navy control station in Bahrain. When the status changed to threat level 3, the information analysis team immediately opened a bilateral communication channel with the Philippines to conduct the target tracking. From Maryland, the KH-11 spy satellite was rotated 12 degrees to take optical images of the stretch of ocean where the hostages were likely taken. The high-resolution nighttime images showed a line of high-speed movement, suspected to be gunboats. Their tracks were directed toward a cluster of unmarked rocks. Overhead, a 5th Fleet RQ-4 Global Hawk diverted from its Yemen surveillance mission to the target area. From an altitude of more than 50,000 feet, its infrared system picked up the heat signatures of at least 2 speedboats. The cargo ship was separated from the third. possibly taking its crew hostage. In Bahrain, the SPY-1D Radar Center of the U.S. Destroyer Group analyzed the low-frequency scan data. The returns were faint, but all confirmed the same thing. 3 armed boats were moving in an intercept pattern. The warning circle expanded to encompass the unnamed cluster of rocks, the question that became the focus of the investigation. Using the leaked communications frequencies from the pirates' cheap radios, the U.S. Navy's signal mining team plotted their trajectory. They were gathering on a small rocky island with a natural cave to the south. The location was perfect for hiding hostages, avoiding UAVs and shore radar. This was the first place to block. The dispatch order was signed immediately. The Arleigh Burke-class destroyer USS Jason Dunham, which was operating near the Gulf of Aden, changed course 17 degrees to the northeast and accelerated to 26 knots. On board, the task force opened a 3D map of the area, determining the best approach distance for the MH-60R and MQ-9 Reaper to provide support. As the USS Jason Dunham closed within 20 nautical miles, the MQ-9s were sent forward to block escape routes. A 3-tier blockade was established: UAVs at high altitude, Seahawks at mid-level, and destroyers at low altitude. The blockade was intended to force the pirates to congregate on a single rocky island. From above, the MQ-9 sent back a clear image. 2 boats had slowed down and were approaching the southern rocky shore. The remaining boat tried to circle back, but was suppressed by the MH-60R with its locator lights and low flight path. Without firing a shot, the Navy forced the boat back to shore, leaving the entire attack group in a trapped situation. When the infrared light showed that all the attackers were concentrated at the same point on the rock, the command center sent a final message: area locked, ready to deploy special operations. With the blockade complete, the U.S. Navy created a safe corridor for SEAL Team 6 to enter and carry out the assault phase. At 3:00 a.m., the night sea was calm as SEAL Team 6 departed the USS Jason Dunham in 2 CRRC boats. All equipment was switched to mute mode, leaving no radar trace. Under the thin moonlight, the boats glided close to the surface of the water, heading toward the rocky island where the pirates were holding 18 Filipino hostages. When they reached 300 meters from the island, the captain ordered the team to split up. Alpha Point stormed the central shack to rescue the hostages. Bravo Point circle around the western edge to block the escape route. Charlie Point capture the armory and destroy the speedboats. Everyone locked the radio channel and switched to hand signals. The CRRC boats slowed almost completely, leaving the SEALs half submerged in the water. The gentle waves scraped against the rocks, creating a faint rustling sound, enough to mask the sound of their swimming. The SEALs set the static anchor, withdrew their silenced weapons, and climbed up the rock face, spreading out in a predetermined formation. Alpha Point approached the steel shack where the hostages were being held. They placed 2 mini pressure mines on the door frame, timing the strong wind to detonate simultaneously. The door flew open in just 1.2 seconds. 2 SEALs rushed in to restrain the guard. The rest covered the 18 tied-up crew members, leading them out in absolute silence. West of the island, Bravo spotted 2 pirates hauling ammunition crates onto their boats. A red laser streaked across the water, marking their target. 2 clean, silent shots neutralized them both. The team immediately retrieved the keys, rough maps, and radios, completely cutting off their escape route. Charlie Nose approached the weapons storage area, which was made up of rusted shipping containers. They neutralized the guard with a quick rope grab. Inside, the SEALs found 14 boxes of ammunition, 6 light machine guns, and a communications encryption machine. After seizing the data, they placed timed explosives on 2 speedboats. The explosion from the arsenal sent the remaining pirates into a panic, firing wildly into the darkness. The SEALs immediately dropped to their knees, using their thermal cameras to pinpoint the enemy's location. A group of enemies tried to hide in a crevice to the north. Proud Bravo changed course, cutting off their escape with a warning shot. The group's leader, Afif al-Najjar, nicknamed the Falcon, tried to run toward the boat with its engine disabled. Alpha Point was ordered to surround it, deploying scissors and drag tactics. A SEAL suddenly appeared from the right flank, tackled Afif to the ground, and tied him up in seconds. He was captured alive, without time to activate his emergency radio. With all targets neutralized, the SEALs used IR signals to alert the Seahawk overhead. The helicopters used infrared lights to assist in the escape. The hostages were taken to the temporary staging area onto the CRRC boats first, followed by the special forces. The timed explosives in the arsenal detonated at the right time, wiping out the entire pirate base. As the lights of the USS Jason Dunham appeared on the horizon, the SEAL captain reported, "Objective secured. Hostages safe." All hostages were transferred to the destroyer for medical evaluation. In less than 8 minutes and 30 seconds from the time of arrival, SEAL Team 6 had completed one of the fastest and most precise rescue operations in the Arabian Sea. As the CRRC boat approached the USS Jason Dunham, a medical team was waiting. 18 Filipino crew members were brought aboard, checked for health, and given water immediately. No one was seriously injured. The ship's commander reported to the Fifth Fleet, "Hostages secured, no fatalities." The tense atmosphere that had been tense for hours finally eased. As the destroyer withdrew from the area, the surveillance drones maintained a surveillance circle over the reef. Infrared images showed that the entire pirate base had been completely destroyed by the SEAL Team 6 timed explosion. No boats could be launched, and the enemy's entire escape route was obliterated. From the metal containers, the SEALs recovered hard drives, encryption devices, sea route maps, and a thief's communications notebook. The FBI, working with NCIS, quickly decrypted the network and discovered it was involved in the smuggling of drugs, weapons, and hostages through the Bab al-Mandeb Strait. This was a rare gold mine of information. That same night, Manila sent an official thank you to the U.S. Navy. The successful rescue not only saved the lives of the sailors, but also disrupted a smuggling route across the Gulf. The Fifth Fleet raised the area alert level to level 2, allowing for expanded patrols in case of retaliation by Afif's allies. The Mabuhay Spirit 09 was guided out of the danger zone by the MH-60R, then escorted back to a safe shipping lane. On the deck of the USS Jason Dunham, Captain Domingo silently watched his ship return to the open sea, knowing that if the Mayday signal had been sent just a few minutes later, things could have been completely different.